WRUF FM HD2 and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Light, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome to Sports Scene. I'm Graham Hall, filling in for Steve Russell today, who is on the way to Baton Rouge as the Florida baseball team looks to wrap up the regular season against the Tigers. Fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you live from the Gator Trim Light studio. You always hear it. Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But you know they do so much more. From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable right from your phone. That's convenient. Show off your orange and blue home. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. I wonder if Steve's going to run into Lane Kiffin. Lane's been in the news once again, kind of for all the wrong reasons. He does a really good job at making headlines, getting people to talk about him, even when no football is going on. I'll give him that. It's commendable. We talked about the Vanity Fair article a couple of days ago when I was filling in for the irreplaceable Jeff Cardozo on the tailgate. And those comments that Lane Kiffin made have led to a flurry of criticism, reactions. And what we were talking about was how Florida fans maybe are feeling more and more gratitude as the time goes on that Lane Kiffin's not in Gainesville. Now, that opinion may change when the football season gets here, because I do think LSU is going to be maybe not a title contender, but I think they're going to sniff the college football playoff. You look at that number one ranked transfer portal class, the job that they've done there in assembling a staff, who he brought with him from Oxford, Mississippi. I think they're going to be really good. But right now, Lane Kiffin is in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. He's got Steve Sarkisian chiming in, taking shots. It's an interesting time. As Steve Spurrier would call it, it is talking season, and we are going to be talking today. Phone lines are open. 392-8255 is the number to call. We have Luis in studio producing for us. Give him a ring. We'll get you on, talk whatever you want to talk about within reason. Reach out to us on Facebook Live, brought to you by Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. And you can watch us on YouTube. You can see my immaculate hair on YouTube right now, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Stephen Orspurrier proudly banks. Campus USA was founded on UF campus and has been serving our community for 90 years. And you can email us, brought to you by the International Diamond Center. Carries an assortment of designer engagement rings, wedding bands, watches, and fine jewelry. International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. We're going to be talking some Florida baseball, softball. Morgan Wallen has campus closed down as well. I know a lot of people out there are country music fans. I've tried to get into it. It's not for me. The same complaints that people had about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, I have about country music. But that's what makes it so great. Not to kind of get a little philosophical here, but there's this mentality that music has to be for everyone. Finding a Super Bowl performer has to appeal to every single demographic. I don't think there's an artist out there, unless you're bringing like an AI holograph of the Beatles or Michael Jackson or Prince, that everyone is going to be like, oh yeah, that was great. It's going to be something different for everyone every single year. So if it's not for you, just walk out of the room. Go refill your drinks, your food, whatever. Go to the bathroom. Talk to your friends and family. Get over it. Morgan Wallen's not for me, but I can certainly appreciate it. I know a lot of people are excited for the concert. Back-to-back nights here in Gainesville. Sidewalks are closed down. Saw all the moving trucks moving all the stuff in as I was coming in. And I've been wondering this question. And I would love to hear anyone's take out there if they want to call in. Again, 392-8255, the Titan MRI and imaging phone lines, 3 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Same-day scheduling is available. Call them for the best MRI and affordable care, titanmri.com. I've been wondering this. Who is Morgan Wallen going to walk out on stage with him? Because if you watched all the stops, he's brought out someone. He had Caitlin Clark out there for the Indiana show, which I thought was awesome. Caitlin Clark, seeing her legend grow. If you're not a WNBA fan, I get it. But what Caitlin Clark has done for the excitement of the game, she's like the WNBA's Steph Curry. Her game's going to continue to improve. I think it's just, her 3rd year in the league. The talent of the league has been really, really improved the last couple of years. I was watching the Atlanta Dream take on the Dallas Wings last night. Angel Reese against the most recent number 1 pick from last year, Paige. Fantastic game. I wonder who Morgan Wallen is going to bring out with him, though. I think the low-hanging fruit, one that everyone has thrown out, is Tim Tebow. I mean, Tim Tebow would be incredible. I think that he, in terms of everything I was just talking about, appealing to every single person in Gainesville, like there would be no controversy whatsoever with it being Tim Tebow. If he comes out on stage, the energy inside the swamp would be incredible. I think he'd be down to do it. I don't know if Steve Spurrier would be down. Maybe not his taste in music, but that would also be another one up there. Maybe John Summerall, who's been in the middle of a speaking tour, stopping in Orlando, Jacksonville, meeting with the local stations. And then credit to John Summerall. He hasn't said anything as crazy as Lane Kiffin in Vanity Fair. Just talking ball. Pretty relieving. So I'd love to hear who you think Morgan Wallen is going to bring out. Maybe he has 2 different guys. Men or women could be out there, one on each day with him. That would be really intriguing to see. I will definitely be tuned in for that. I thought about going. I've yet to go to a concert in the swamp outside of Gator Growl. I hear people talk all the time about how downhill Gator Growl has gone from the performers. If you go look on Wikipedia and you look at the list of performers and comics who did Gator Growl in the 90s into the early 2000s, I'm sorry, but the list has just absolutely gone downhill. Maybe this is a little bit of my showing my age a little bit. I'm not that old. I am in my early 30s. But now I can kind of get up on my high horse and be like, oh, kids these days don't know how good Gator Growl used to be. You have DJs, and I think it's in the O-Dome now. But when it used to be out there at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, I mean, you had like Robin Williams, Daniel Tosh. I'm scared to mention him, but you had Bill Cosby as well, who at the time, obviously, that was huge. It's gone a little bit downhill. So I haven't gone to a concert in the swamp since I was a student. I would love to see one there. I don't know who I would like to see, though. But anyway, Morgan Wallen, this weekend in Gainesville, it's going to be exciting. It's not the only thing going on in Gainesville. The Florida softball team hosting the Gainesville Regional after Florida won one game in Lexington last weekend, had a 10-9 victory over Auburn, and then got run-ruled by Alabama. But that didn't stop Florida from getting the number 6 overall seed and hosting the Gainesville Regional, where they tomorrow at 11 a.m., Friday at 11 a.m., will be taking on Florida A&M in the Gainesville Regional. Of course, coverage of Game 1 of the Regionals between the Gators and Florida A&M will begin here on WRUF at 10:30 a.m. with first pitch scheduled for 11 a.m. I have not been out to KDC Scholl Presley Stadium this season. I am looking forward to getting out there Friday morning. If you haven't been to a softball game in Gainesville, it is always electric. Sometimes the games get done in an hour and a half, which I hear people all the time gripe about baseball games going too long, football games sometimes, taking 4+ hours. Softball is electric. It is nonstop, consistent action. It is always exciting to watch. So I'm looking forward to getting out there as Florida looks to emerge on top in the Gainesville Regional and move on where the competition will be daunting. Paired up with the Lubbock Regional against Texas Tech. I know a lot of people are looking to see how Florida's bullpen does in the postseason, because that has certainly been, if there has been one area to critique of Tim Walton's team, it has been its pitching. Now, I'll be honest, they didn't do a really good job at the plate against Alabama. The Gators loaded the bases multiple times, drew, I think, 7 walks, but only managed 3 hits, and only one of those was an extra base hit, a double from Townsend Thomas. And Florida couldn't capitalize as Alabama rolled in the SEC tournament. So looking for better pitching this weekend for Florida. If they can get that, this team is going to be really, really difficult to beat. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that unfolds. Tim Walton just consistently puts together impressive teams. I mean, the longevity and what he means to the Gainesville community, he probably is right below, for me, Mouse Holloway in the ranking of Florida coaches. Doesn't have as many championships as Mouse. I don't think there are many who do. But Tim Walton's ability to assemble teams year in and year out, land top recruiting classes, and play in the most difficult conference and consistently be in the mix is extremely impressive. And because I'm talking to the Gainesville community, we have to talk about that outside of the win-loss record. Tim Walton is a Gator through and through. His family was raised here. He is a part of the Gainesville community. He loves the University of Florida like no other. He's one of the most impressive ones, certainly. So, again, coverage of the Gainesville Regional here on WRUF starting at 10:30 a.m. on Friday. Again, the Titan MRI phone lines are open. We're going to go to Gator Man right now. Gator Man, you're on with Sports Scene. How are you doing?
Well, that'd be a nice top 10 list. Top 10 coaches in your history. I can tell you that'd be a great list to come up with one day. I'll see what I can do to come up with, in my opinion, the top 10 coaches in your history was.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I mean, it's going to be a difficult list. Steve Spurrier has to be at the top of the list, right?
No doubt.
Would you put Steve at the top?
Probably so. I'd probably put Steve at 1 because the bottom line is he did wake up the Gator football. Let them know that you don't have. We are not a pushover in the SEC. We should be dominant. Like I said, he got that thing rolling, so he would be at the top.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'll come up with something, see what I got. But as far as football, yesterday was the last commit we got.
Yeah, the JUCO commit.
Oh.
I got to tell everyone, his name is pronounced Javier. It's spelled like Javier, but it's pronounced Javier. So Javier Jones filling out the secondary for Florida. That was probably one of the positions that Florida's coaching staff evaluated during spring camp and was like, man, if we could get a little more depth in here, we'd feel really, really good. And with no spring transfer portal window, your avenues are guys who are still in the portal after entering after the 2025 season in fall, and then JUCO players. Or the other route that Florida's gone, former basketball players who could enter the portal after the spring, like Jalen Jordan. There was a spring transfer portal for basketball, so they were able to enter the portal then, and if they're going to transition to football, they're fair game. So those have been the avenues that Florida has added players.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, then I get to my top 10 list right quick. I got the top 10 things I see in softball and baseball. Number 10 is Rough Rockers not on an A game the Gators might be in trouble in softball. Number 9, Gators leave too many runners on base in softball. Number 8, Caden Cook for baseball. Caden McDonald, he is that dude. I tell you what, he's shining. I think he's going to take the Gators a long way. Number 7, I think the Gators bats are waking up in baseball. Number 6, the Gators will have a tough super regional if the Gators make it to face Texas Tech in that pitcher. Number 5, the baseball Gators pitching will keep them in any game. Number 4, the softball backup pitcher has got to step up. Number 3, O'Sullivan has made some necessary changes, and they're working out. Number 2, softball, if the hitting comes around, OKC bound. And number 1, both teams have potential to make a lot of noise. The Gator Man has been on, and the Gator Man is gone.
Hey, I appreciate it, Gator Man. That is a good list. We're up against it, but I like it. Keegan Rothrock has to be on. Caden McDonald has been fantastic for Florida baseball. If they can take 2 out of 3 in Baton Rouge this weekend, it would go a long way to securing hosting a regional for Florida, which absolutely has been a goal with a beautiful stadium. You have to be able to host postseason baseball here in Gainesville, and Florida's in a position to do it. We're up against our first break. We'll be right back here. You're listening on 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Gators baseball is back in action tomorrow for its final series of the season at LSU. Florida has a 15-12 conference record and currently sits as the 6th seed for the SEC tournament. You can catch the start of that series tomorrow, right here on WRUF at 7:25. Moving to a different diamond, Gators softball starts their road to Oklahoma City Friday as it hosts FAMU. Going into the series, FAMU head coach Brittany Beal is ready to shake things up.
Let's shock the world. I think those are the only, few things that we need to say. If we can, play our ball, play the game that is, supposed to play, I think that we are going to shock the world for sure.
Coverage for that game starts Friday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WRUF. On to the T-Box. Women's golf is looking to capture their 4th regional title in program history. The Chippewa Gators currently hold a 1-stroke first-place lead over the hosting FSU.
Hey folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their pressed ciabatta pesto chicken with fries, grilled chicken, assorted roast peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella, and pesto aioli.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Miapa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Miapa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Miapa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank, member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit. If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Graham Hall here, filling in for Steve Russell today, who's on his way, the Godfather, to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as Florida baseball opens its final regular season series tomorrow night against the Tigers. As we talked about in the first segment, a chance for Florida to solidify its place in hosting a regional, which would be fantastic. It's been too long. Phone lines are open. 392-8255 is the number to call. You can also text us on the B&D Electric text line. Professional, reliable electrical service you can trust. That number is 352-325-3777. Louise is producing for us in studio. Send him a text. We'll read it on air. Talk about it. We're going to go back to the Titan MRI phone lines right now and get Byron's call. Byron, you're on with Sports Scene. How you doing?
Hey, Graham. Thank you so much for filling in for Steve. Steve, you have a safe traveling there, man, and the rest of the team. And, Graham, this is something I'm going to give you today to fact-check me on. And this show has been on about 40 years. I started calling between 86, 87, Larry Vattel, when it was sports something similar like this, and it was on for 15, 20 minutes. And I was the one who started petitioning for the 30 minutes to an hour. So thank me for 2 hours, and that's why I don't miss the show if I'm not out of town. And I love Gator Man's call. Gator Man, bring the train back, man, and I'm looking forward to that top 10 of the coaches, a great one. And I'm going to keep on rolling, Graham, but baseball, softball, good luck, man. Shout out to you. Hope baseball get a super regional, and I agree with you. Hopefully they'll be in Gainesville. And I'm going to say this real quick. Your Gator Growl things were great. Shout out to Bill, man. I know, I understand. But one of my favorite Gator Growls, and I was working a lot of this stuff. I was smart. I worked for UA, Boston Concession. Got to meet D.L. Hughley and a lot of these people, and one of my favorites there. And I get to meet Billy and back in the days when UD was playing and Spurrier was coaching. All of that should have been happening right around the same time. Fact check me there. And I'm going to leave you with this. Who do you think going to get into the finals? Man, I'm loving Wemby. At OKC, Wemby matchup sounds great, but it ain't over with, until it's over. And Detroit, Cleveland, don't know. But San Antonio, OKC, and I hope they meet the Knicks. Shout out to Steve Knicks, and go Gators. Let me shut up. Thanks.
Hey, appreciate it, Byron. I'm glad you brought up the NBA playoffs. I was going to have to wait a little bit to talk about that. Got to get all the Gator stuff out first before I can talk about the NBA playoffs, LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. Zach Alberverdi and I had that debate on Monday, and the phone lines just blew up. with everyone letting me know how wrong I was on LeBron James, which I appreciate it, you know. Everyone can have a different perspective. They can call me too young to remember Michael Jordan, which is fine. I grew up watching NBA Classics. You remember that TV program that was on Cox Cable or DirecTV that only showed old NBA games? I loved watching that as a kid. I was not really someone who liked tuning into SportsCenter. I'd watch it once during the day, usually before I went to school. But then it's kind of the same program over and over and over again, or it's just this endless barbershop talk, round table debate over and over again. And I was like, man, I'm just going to turn on an old NBA game and educate myself. And so I watched a lot of Michael Jordan. I watched old games. So I appreciate it. But I do, obviously, as everyone knows and has told me to my face, I like LeBron James as my GOAT. You can tell me I'm wrong. That's totally fine. The NBA playoffs have been fascinating. I think it's the best playoffs in all of professional sports. Again, tell me I'm wrong. That's totally fine. But you watch these games, the defense, the energy level, it's to the next level. The Spurs have been fantastic to watch. Talk about a team that 2 years ago was a bottom feeder. And obviously getting 3 top 5 picks helps. Getting an alien in Victor Wembanyama helps. Dylan Harper has been fantastic for them off the bench. I think if you had a redraft, he would maybe, go number 1. But he was in there with Cooper Flagg, so he's been fantastic. He had a double-double last night. The 3 games the Spurs, I believe, the 2 games they've lost, Wemby got ejected, and then Wemby went 5 for 17 from the field. So, big game tonight between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. As a lot of people know out there, I am a Cavaliers fan. Was a little concerned for the first 2 games. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. Donovan Mitchell woke up, was a point away from setting the all-time playoff record for points and a half. He had 38 points in the second half. I won't repeat on air what I was saying about him in the first half when he had 4 points. I was calling him soft. I was saying he didn't show up when the playoffs mattered. But man, he proved me and everyone else wrong on Monday when he had 38 points in the second half. He was a killer. He was just absolutely incredible. Need that from him tonight back in Detroit against a Pistons team that has just been more physical than the Cavaliers. There's been a big whistle disparity in both of these games. In the first game, the Pistons shot 35 free throws to 17 by the Cavaliers. In Monday's game, the Cavs had more than 20 free throws than the Pistons had. The Pistons shot 12 free throws in that game, which led Coach J.B. Bickerstaff to come out and criticize the officiating, which I was kind of rolling my eyes at. Like, you weren't complaining when you had a huge whistle disparity when you were back in Detroit. But now that Cleveland's getting the same beneficial whistle, you're going to come out and complain about the officiating? All right. We got questions from YouTube Live, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Large Fry Gator says, all right, Cavs fan, name the Cavs white guard in the 90s that Jordan made his famous floating jumper. That is Craig Elo. Come on. That may have been before I was born, but you think I haven't seen that clip over and over and over again. You thought I was going to say Mark Price. Nuh-uh. I know the Elo shot. I can't forget it. It's seared into my memory. So hopefully Cleveland goes up 3-2 and then heads back to Cleveland with a chance to win the series. We're going to go back to the Titan MRI phone lines and go to my man, Top Jimmy. Top Jimmy, how you doing?
Hey, Graham. Still a job filling in for the Godfather, as always.
I appreciate it.
In regard to your Cavs, I got another thing I want to talk with you about. But if they go to Detroit, they haven't lost at home yet in the playoffs, correct? Cleveland?
They have not. They have not lost at home in the playoffs. Right. 6-0 in the playoffs at home for Cleveland.
Yep. And something else that I learned and was not aware of, along with the sweep that OKC put on the Lakers, they beat them 4 out of 4 in the regular season as well. So they were 8-0 against the Lakers.
I don't know if anyone has beaten OKC in the playoffs. They are a juggernaut.
Don't think. Okay, we'll get back to that, and then I want to talk a little Rays baseball. You just took me on a trip down memory lane, dude, when you were talking about Gator Growl. I was in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. I want to say 1982, might have been 84, somewhere in that range. And I was at the show that Robin Williams headlined.
Oh, man.
And, dude, he did 90 minutes and talked about nothing but his junk. It was so hilarious, but it was foul. But I think, honestly, that's the reason that, I don't know if the Athletic Association or whoever decides on that, I think that's the reason they changed the format of Gator Growl. I honestly do. I mean, he literally, the heat-seeking moisture missile. I can get away with that. I can get away with that one on there. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. It's fair game with me.
But he got away with calling it a lot of other things. But I think that was the reason, basically, that the format of Gator Growl changed and maybe has digressed.
I think a lot of it has to also, let me just jump in here, it's got to be the phones.
Go.
Right? It's got to be cell phones. You know, that has to be a part of it, where you talked about the image for the University of Florida. No one, that can be talk around the town, but there aren't clips out there that are embarrassing the University of Florida on a national scale. If a guy like Robin Williams comes out and just, talks about his unit for a little while, that's not going to embarrass Florida on a national scale. And, they had good comedians in the 2000s, Jim Gaffigan, Greg Giraldo. I'm not going to say Dane Cook is a good comedian, but he was a big name at the time. But really after like 2012, I'm going through this list right here, and I'm not seeing really one comedian that stood out to me after Tracy Morgan in 2012.
Tracy Morgan, I forgot about that one. Yeah, indeed. All right, quickly, I know you're up against the break. How about the Rays, man? They're playing off chart right now. They actually almost gave up a 5-0 lead in the 7th inning last night, but came back to win it in extras against Toronto. And now they're, I think it's 17 of 19 they've won.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep, that is. And they're in first place by 2 games in the AL East. I did not think that they would be really in the conversation to win that division with the Yankees and obviously the Red Sox in there as well. I didn't think they would have a chance. I came on here earlier, and I think I said maybe 70, 75 wins for this team this season. They have absolutely proved me to be a fool when it comes to projecting their win-loss record. At least with that, you got to know what you don't know, and I'll be honest, I didn't know it.
Right. Well, and the rest, other than the Yankees, who are only a couple games back, as you mentioned, the rest of the division is almost double digits down, and I'm kind of enjoying that. But, yeah, Jonathan Aranda, Yandy Diaz, Caminero, Walls, they're playing and I forget the center fielder's name, but they're playing some damn good baseball, man. And even though last night they almost gave up one they absolutely should have won, they got away with it. So we'll take it. It's one in the W column.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Cedric Mullins, right? Did I get his name
Mullins,
right?
Thank
Mullins.
You.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can hear coverage of Tampa Bay Rays tonight at the Toronto Blue Jays. Coverage beginning here on WRUF at 6:30 p.m. Todd, Jimmy, appreciate your call. You're right. We're up against it here.
Yep.
We are going to take this next break. I appreciate you calling in. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF 98.1 FM and 850 AM.
Gator baseball is in full swing, and the road to Omaha runs through WRUF.
It's never fun being injured, and with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news, you don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away, and they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Thursdays just got a whole lot better. At Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's prime rib night, and it's everything you've been craving. We're talking slow roasted, perfectly seasoned USDA prime rib, carved just the way you like it, served with a jumbo loaded baked potato and all the classic fixins. Simple, legendary, done right. This isn't just dinner, it's a weekly tradition. And hey, you asked, the head ball coach delivered. Join us every Thursday for premium prime rib night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Come hungry, leave legendary.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
Gator baseball plays here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Wouldn't trade this dollar for a stone cold $1 million. My green all comes blue collar, and I'm all good with that. This world's been changing, but these folks around here, they ain't been. They all still windshield waving when they slow rolling past. We could live a little higher on the hog, but I don't think that we'd be no better off. Not everybody got.
All right, welcome back to Sports Scene. WRUF. I'm Graham Hall, filling in for the irreplaceable Steve Russell, who, as I've mentioned, is heading over to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as Florida baseball looks to wrap up the regular season against the Tigers. Chance to host a regional. Phone lines are open. 392-8255 is the number to call, brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging, 3 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. We're going to go right back to the phone lines and get Rich from Land O'Lakes Call to talk a little NBA. Rich, you're on with Sports Scene. How are you doing?
Graham, appreciate you taking the call. So just a quick comment on the Rays before we get into the NBA. You know, it was last year, about a year ago, they went on a 28-9 run, and then they fell off the cliff. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I want nothing better than this team to win the division and show all of Major League Baseball that you don't have to spend $350 million on a payroll. I think their payroll right now is around $90 million. So I'm pulling for them, cautiously optimistic. Now,
I love that about baseball because you kind of get the underdog angle that I was talking about a few weeks ago with like the NCAA tournament, how I would love to see a team with like a $1 million NIL payroll beat one of these Kentucky-type teams with a $20 million payroll. I think it's that underdog angle you like, and you get that with baseball without the salary cap. Because in the NBA, it's so balanced. But in baseball, when you can actually be a team that actually pays the roster a lot less, it's something that I think even people who aren't fans of that team can root for because everyone loves a good underdog.
Absolutely. And they're playing good baseball. Really good. They're doing pretty much a little bit of everything, so I really like to see it. My comment on the NBA is, and Steve had brought it up a little bit yesterday, I just didn't have a chance to call in. He was talking briefly about best of all time. Typical names are always on the list. LeBron James, definitely right on the list. Jordan, Magic, Kareem. But you know who I don't hear a lot about is Bill Russell. Now, I did not see him play. I remember him more as a really good commentator. I think it was on CBS. He was really good. But you look at the numbers. It's unbelievable. Obviously, he's in the Hall of Fame. 11 championships, most ever. 5 MVPs. All-Star 12 times. All-NBA 11 times. He only averaged 15 points, which today that doesn't really impress a lot of people. But he had 22 rebounds a game, averaged 4 assists. He put a big emphasis on teamwork and on defense. So I want to get your thoughts. You're a big NBA guy. I think he belongs right on that list.
Yeah, I think and I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm going to preface this. I think Bill Russell has about as impressive of a career as you could ask for. The one knock on him that I think, 70 years later, well, he played in like 56, right? The one
56 into 72, 73,
okay.
Right in there somewhere.
Okay. So you got to remind me, when was the NBA expanded with the ABA merger? Because I don't want to use that as a knock on him.
I'm not sure about that.
But I do think that back then there was about half the teams that were today. So that's the big knock. Like, if you talk to people who follow the modern NBA, they sit there and say that there are every single year 20 teams that could make a run. I mean, the Toronto Raptors got the 5th seed, and they were a middle-of-the-pack team, and then they took, a 4 seed to 7 games. You see the 8 seed Orlando Magic taking the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons to 7 games.
Yeah.
The belief is that the depth and the parity in the league is just different than it was 60 years ago. And now I don't want to use that to discredit what Bill Russell did, because what he did in that era, especially before we get into the lack of integration, civil rights movement, who he was in that era, you can't dismiss it. A lot of players in this day and age would not be able to have the opportunities that they have without a guy like Bill Russell. And what he accomplished with a double-digit championships, I don't think we'll ever see that repeated in our lifetime.
Yeah.
In part because of the parity. So I think he deserves to be in that conversation. I do think you have to include the greats from each generation in the GOAT conversation, because I really think it comes down to the parameters of what the GOATs are in their era. Like this whole comparing era to era thing, before there was a 3-point line, before you could get away with, hand checks, and just how much the game has changed to favor offensive players. It really is kind of comparing apples to oranges when you talk about, so-and-so is a GOAT against someone-so who played 40 years ago. The game's different. You can't just drop someone in each era and expect them to be as dominant as they were in their current era. Does that make sense? So, like, I think he
make
deserves
sense.
to be in the conversation. I think he's absolutely one of the greatest of all time for what he did for the game and what he accomplished in his era of in his era of NBA basketball.
Good points, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you hearing me out for sure. I love talking NBA playoffs. It's exciting every single year, even if you don't have a dog in the fight. You can root for an underdog. You can complain about the Oklahoma City Thunder, all their foul baiting. Every single thing, I think, has an appealing aspect. Even Zach Albalverdi, we talk all the time. I'm always trying to get him to watch the regular season. I'm sending him clips. And he tells me, man, I can't get into it. Like, when you have elite matchups, like Christmas Day games, a lot of people watch those. But unless you're a fan of a team, it's hard to watch game over game and keep going. And I get that. But the playoffs are just a different breed, man. You have stars on so many teams. You have young players. You have a guy like Wemby who's, 23 years old? You have Cooper Flagg excelling at 18. I know he didn't make the playoffs, but you have all this young talent, and then you have guys who are still killing it, like LeBron James, James Harden, Kevin Durant before the Rockets got knocked out. So there's something to watch for everyone, in my opinion. I know it's not for every single person, and I'm not trying to force it on anyone. But it's for me. Absolutely. Talking a lot of Gator growl here in the YouTube comments. People saying RIP Mitch Hedberg. We were talking about who we think could walk out with Morgan Wallen this weekend. I floated Tim Tebow and Steve Spurrier. I think those are the two most obvious candidates. It'd be cool if one came out on one day and one came out on the other day. Keep the show fresh. I'm sure Morgan's going to change the set list up between each night. I know there's a lot of people going to both nights. So they don't want to see the same person walk out and they don't want to see the same songs. So I'm sure that would be a really creative way to do it. But I will be tuned in to find out. Again, the phone lines are open. 392-8255 is the number to call. Brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging. Appreciate Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of Sports Scene today. Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company that Gainesville has trusted since 1984. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all. Sports Scene always fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And we're coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studios. You can text us on the B&D Electric text line. 352-325-3777 is the number to text. Louise will send your texts over here. We'll read them out in the air. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. Keep talking some baseball and softball. We're up against our next break. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little Ruben Chinilu at the NBA Draft Combine, how he fared for the first couple of days, some of his testing numbers, his incredible wingspan. He's got the largest hand length of anyone. I've shook his hand, and mine disappeared. So, but we're up against the break. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF 98.1 FM and 850 AM.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. The Tampa Bay Rays took home the win last night in a 10th inning 7-6 victory against the Blue Jays. Here is the final call from last night.
Fisted on the ground toward third, should end it. Williamson has it from the turf, tosses to first in time, and the Rays find a way to win again.
With a win tonight, the Rays will complete a series sweep for the second time this season against the Blue Jays. You can catch that game tonight at 6:30. Moving to the greens, Gators women's golf currently holds a one-stroke first-place lead in their regional. With a win today, the driving Gators would secure their fourth regional title in program history. Moving to the diamond, Gators softball is set to host FAMU and to kick off their NCAA tournament. Coming off a run-rule loss to Alabama in the SEC tournament, the Gators will look to bounce back to start their run. You can catch that game Friday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WRUF.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet of the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
When you're ready to roll up your sleeves or open new doors for the next generation. When you're ready to give your time where it matters most and put your heart behind every handshake. Radiant Credit Union is ready too. With partnerships, programs, and people dedicated to building stronger communities together, helping our community shine. Radiant Credit Union. When you're ready, let's get started.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
There's a chance for a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms, especially along the I-75 and Highway 301 corridors. Otherwise, clouds and sun for us today. High temperatures in the lower 80s. Feels like temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Cloud cover finally decreases for us overnight. Lows in the morning in the mid 60s. Our Thursday afternoon is looking pretty good. Mostly sunny skies. We should make it to the mid to upper 80s Thursday afternoon. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Graham Hall here, filling in for Steve Russell. Wrapping up the first hour of today's show, brought to you by Quality Plumbing and Southeast Car Agency, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studios. Phone lines are open. 392-8255 is the number to call. You can hit us up on Facebook, brought to you by Ruse-Ogre State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. A lot of questions and comments on YouTube as well. Surprisingly, none about my hair. Brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Steve Orr Spurrier proudly banks. Campus USA was founded on UF campus and has been serving our community for 90 years. You can email us. Brought to you by the International Diamond Center. I said I was going to talk a little bit of Ruben Chinyelu. Again, we're up against the end of our first hour, so when I come back, we're going to keep talking Ruben Chinyelu, and I'm going to give some of the measurements, the very impressive ones that he recorded when he arrived in Chicago. We're going to talk how he participated in some of the drills as well. We'll keep talking baseball, softball, Tampa Bay Rays. We'll have coverage of the Rays game against the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, starting at 6:30 p.m. right here on WRUF. And we'll have softball coverage tomorrow as Florida softball opens the Gainesville Regional. I'm sorry, I keep saying tomorrow. I'm thinking it's Thursday. It's not Thursday. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It may be a little rainy, but that's beautiful to me right now after the drought that we went through in Gainesville. Still kind of going through. We got like a good 16 hours of rain, it felt like yesterday. I know my lawn needed it. My swimming pool needed it. I'm not trying to flex. I'm just saying I needed it. I know everyone else out there did as well. But Friday, tune in right here on WRUF as the Gators take on Florida A&M Rattlers. Starting at 10:30 a.m., coverage right here on WRUF with first pitch set for 11 a.m. Going to be a great weekend in Gainesville between the softball regional, Morgan Wallen being in town, a lot going on. So we'll be taking your calls here. Again, 392-8255 is the number to call. Phone lines are open. We'll be right back after this break, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio for hour number 2 of Sports Scene. You're listening on 98.1 FM and 850 AM WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone.
Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworld.net for more. That's electronicsworld.net.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, Meta the first basket, free throw, Peace.
Huh, so you really can same-game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Light, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Graham Hall filling in for Steve Russell today, who's on his way to Baton Rouge as Florida baseball looks to wrap up the regular season. Want to listen to Steve Russell and Florida baseball? You can do it right here on WRUF starting tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 7:25, both on Thursday and Friday nights. And then Saturday afternoon, coverage wraps up beginning at 3:55 p.m. Phone lines are open. 352-392-8255 is the number to call. You can also text us on the B&D Electric text line. That number is 352-325-3777. We got Louise in studio producing for us today, taking your calls, talking baseball, softball, whatever you want to talk about. And you reach us on Facebook, brought to you by Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida. Got a Facebook question here from Chris, who kind of knew where I was going to be going with this today. Chris asks, what do you think of Ruben Chinyilu's combine, and what are the chances of him coming back to the Gators? Well, the combine's still going to continue, and we'll have to see how he fares in 5-on-5, which I think is going to be really, really critical to him making a decision on his future. let's be honest, if he has a performance like he did against Iowa, he's coming back to Florida. If he dominates like some of these games we saw where he went for 17 points and 18 rebounds, and he does it consistently, then Florida fans are going to be sweating a little bit. Todd Golden talked last month and said he was optimistic that Ruben would come back, but obviously that was predicated on how he fared in Chicago at the Combine. So we will be watching, but if you saw the measurements that Ruben recorded, I put them out over at Swamp 247. They were extremely impressive. His hand length, 10 inches. Longest of any prospect at the NBA Draft Combine, and tied with multiple players for the third longest hand length in the history of the NBA Draft Combine. His hand width, 10.25 inches. I've shook his hand before. They are not small. Recorded the largest wingspan as well at 7 foot, 7.5 inches. The one that intrigued me the most, and I was talking with Abalverdi here a couple days ago here on the tailgate, I wanted to see if Ruben would be validated. Because if you've talked to Ruben, he will tell you he is 6'11". He's listed at 6'10". And I kind of scratched my head when he said this, because if you know anything about college basketball programs, they are always going to list players taller than they actually are, because they're measuring them in shoes. And when they get to the NBA Draft Combine, they're going to be measured in bare feet. So no justice for Ruben. He measured in at 6'9" and a quarter of an inch, 9.25, with a standing reach measuring 9 feet, 3.5 inches, which is tied for the 5th highest among all prospects at this year's NBA Draft Combine. He also performed a few drills. He recorded a no-step vertical leap of 30.5 inches, which was good for 14th out of 31 participants. He had a maximum vertical leap, a little bit of a running one, 33 inches, which was not great. It was only 24th out of the 31 prospects. They split them into groups that were measured on the first day. Didn't do great in the 3/4 court sprint. Tied for 18th out of 32 participants, recording an unofficial time of 3.25 seconds. Now, that's not far off the top. USC's Jacob Kofi finished first in the drill with 3.07 seconds. So 0.18 seconds separated Ruben Chinyelu from the first in the 3/4 court sprint. The one that surprised me was how Ruben did in shooting off the dribble. As Florida fans know, not really considered a jump shooter at Florida the last 2 years. Finishes around the painted area really well, cleans up on the glass, but not someone that Florida designed a lot of mid-range jumpers for. Ruben did actually pretty good. He knocked down 11 of 25 shots from long range. Didn't really peg him as a three-point shooter. And he knocked down 18 of 30 attempts in shooting off the dribble, which was good for middle of the pack, but considering he's going against a bunch of guards and forwards who space the floor really well, I thought that was pretty good for him. Didn't do good in the side mid shooting drill. He finished last out of the 26 participants in his group, only made 6 of his 22 attempts. Took the fewest attempts of anyone in the group. I assume he ran out of time. And then in the pro lane drill, which tests lateral quickness, back pedal, change of direction, Ruben finished in 11.21 seconds, which ranked 20th out of 31 participants. To answer Chris's question, I still feel really good about Ruben Chinylu's chances of returning to Florida. That senior day next year with Denzel Aberdeen, considering that he does get the waiver if that does come to fruition, but I've said this before, Denzel Aberdeen is going to play at Florida next season. That senior day with Denzel, Urban Clavsar, Thomas Haug, Alex Condon, and Ruben Chinyelu would be a raucous environment. I mean, it would be probably either on par or exceed what we saw in 2014 with that team that went 18-0 in SEC play, had a lot of great players on it. But it probably is going to be even louder given that these seniors won a championship and will be contending for a second one as most likely the preseason number 1 team in men's college basketball. So Ruben has that going for him. There's the sour taste in his mouth from the Iowa game where he was inconsolable after the game. I mean, I have not seen someone in that much despair after a loss as I had seen Ruben in that locker room sobbing. And I'm sure that he doesn't want to end his Florida career on that note. Now, if he has a chance to be picked in the first round of the NBA draft, which there aren't many mock drafts out there including him as a first-round pick, but one came out last week. Adam Finkelstein at CBS Sports projected Ruben Chinilu as number 25 overall to the Los Angeles Lakers. If he is going to be a first-round pick, that's probably too good of an opportunity to pass up. But if he's going to be a mid-second-round guy, late second-round guy, he had a chance to come back and make similar money, contend for a championship again, and then next year's draft is projected to be even weaker than this year's. I say even weaker. This is going to be an extremely deep draft, at least in the lottery. He has a chance to work his way into a first-round pick next year, solidify his future, and come out on top and cement his legacy at Florida. I think that is going to be too good of an opportunity to pass up for him unless some team tells him in Chicago this week that they are taking him in the first round. So I think the chances are good. If not, Todd Golden and his coaching staff will pivot. I could see Alex Condon playing the 5 for the Gators with Thomas Houck in there, and then you have A.J. Brown, Urban Klavzar, Denzel Aberdeen. You added the 2 international players, and Doman Petrovic, who's 22 years old, former teammate of Urban Klavzar and now reunited in Gainesville. And then Arturas Budayevis, 19-year-old freshman that the Gators signed. I think that this team has a chance to be really, really good, but they could cement their case as the preseason number 1 if Ruben Chinilu does come back. So we'll keep talking NBA Draft Combine. We'll keep tracking everything going on with Ruben up there in Chicago over at Swamp 247, how he fares in 5-on-5, and when he will make his decision. He has until May 27th. So 2 weeks for him to decide whether to come back. I don't think he'll pull out early of the combine like Boogie Flan did last year. I think he'll go through the process, get as much feedback as possible, and then after the combine ends, I believe on the 17th, he will have 11 days to decide whether to stay in the draft or come back to Florida. Again, the Titan MRI phone lines are open. 352-392-8255 is the number to call. We're going right back to him and getting Keith's call. Keith, you're on with Sports Scene. How you doing?
Hey, Graham, enjoying the show. Just tuned in, so if you said some things I didn't hear, sorry. A couple comments. I'm going to look at the glass half full with Chinilu. You know what I mean? I just don't see him not coming back. So there's a comment on that. Baseball comment. People seem to think this weekend in Baton Rouge it's a gimme that we're just going to go out there and kick their tail. I hope we do, but this team's got some issues too. So let's just let it play out and see. I hope they sweep them. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not easy to play in Baton Rouge, as you know, Graham. And then, Graham, I'm going to take your comments off the air. I'd love to hear you talk about the football recruiting. I know we're like number 6 or 7 and 24/7 and rivals. Can you just make some comments where you think this class could possibly end up, and how many big-time players are we still in on? Enjoy the show. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Keith. Football recruiting has been fantastic. I mean, the job that John Summerall and the coaching staff have done in 5 months in Gainesville has been incredible. And some of it makes sense. I mean, you have all this renewed optimism. You bring back a championship winner in Phil Troutwine. You add the offensive coordinator of the year a year ago in Buster Faulkner. And you have a more manageable schedule and a very fired up, relatable, winning coach. John Summerall has never not made the conference championship in his 4 seasons as a head coach, and now is going to try and do it here in Gainesville. I think all those aspects have led to the momentum, and now they get into what is going to be a very, very critical month for not just Florida, but for Power 4 teams around the country. If you don't know, the recruiting window where you see a lot of this activity now is in the final weekend of May all the way through June, where a couple years ago, schools were allowed to start hosting official visitors over the summer. And everyone is taking advantage of that. And I know some people out there sit there and say, well, why am I going to care about recruiting in summer? I get it. These guys can flip at any time. The early signing period, there's always a flurry of activity. And these guys commit, and then the schedule may not play out the way that the team envisioned, and the losses pile up, and guys reconsider their decisions and decommit and flip elsewhere. So you don't really want to bank on getting anyone in until they've signed in December. I get it. But in this era of NIL, where there's so much budgeting going on behind the scenes for adding players to your team, either through the portal or through recruiting, a lot of these decisions do become more finalized in the summer. Spots decrease as time goes on. They may not, if they decommit, they may go to a team that had a better year, yeah, but they're probably going to get less compensation because of the budgeting. So Florida has a chance now to be very selective in May and June due to the momentum they already have. Like you mentioned, Keith, Florida has a number 5 class on 247 Sports. You look at the teams ahead of them, they have more prospects in the fold. Florida has done a really good job landing blue chip prospects, obviously not done. Where do I see this class shaking out? I'm always someone who wants to temper high expectations, because if you set them to be number 1 or bust, you're going to be disappointed. If that's the case, then 28 teams are disappointed every single year if they're not number 1. I think for Florida, top 10 class is extremely attainable right now. You look at who is left on their board. The offensive linemen they're still in the mix for. The defensive players that they're looking to add. Being in the mix for Jalen Brewster, who's currently committed to Texas Tech, but has kept his options open. I think Florida is in a really good spot right now, and like I said, can be selective. Doesn't have to take every player's commitment who wants to join. They can be really, really pick and choose over the month ahead. It's exciting to watch. We're up against our first break. When we come back, keep taking your calls on the Titan MRI phone line. Sports Scene brought to you by Southeast Car Agency, coming to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studio. You're listening to Sports Scene on 98.1 FM and 850 AM WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Newberry High School has its signing day Tuesday with 6 athletes signing on the dotted line from 5 different sports. Sarah Burns, a softball pitcher, was ecstatic about signing.
I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is crazy. I can't believe that I'm here now. I've been wanting this since I was a little girl. I can't believe I'm finally being able to do this. And I've seen other people do it. I didn't realize it was going to be like this. And
Burns will continue her career at Johnson & Wales University. Going to the Clay, Gator baseball hits the road to face LSU for its final series of the season. Projected to host an NCAA tournament regional, a series win would help solidify their case. You can catch that game tomorrow, right here on WRUF at 7:25 p.m. Teeing off, Florida women's golf is looking to close out their NCAA regional. The Gators currently stand in 3rd place with the top 5 teams in the regional securing their spot in the national championship.
Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45-plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
All right, welcome back to Sports Scene. Graham Hall filling in for Steve Russell today. Gators taking on the LSU Tigers to wrap up the regular season. You can listen to it starting tomorrow night, 7:25, on both Thursday and Friday nights here on WRUF. And then the series wraps up Saturday, starting at 2:55 p.m. Been talking a lot of baseball, softball, NBA playoffs. Ruben Chinyelu, phone lines are open. 392-8255 is the number to call. We're going right back to him now and taking Bill's call to talk a little Ruben Chinyelu. Bill, you're on the Sports Scene. How are you doing?
I'm great.
the one thing I have to say about Ruben, I think he is a fantastic young man. His shoe campaign just shows what kind of person he is. The thing that I think there is only one chance of him not coming back, and I don't know what that one chance would be. The reason being, he had the worst first game of the year, who I thought he was going to be benched because he had 1 rebound and 2 points or something like that. He had the worst last game of the year and 6 or 8 rebounds, and we would have won the ball game. He had 1 rebound and 2 points, or 2 rebounds, 1 point. I think that is eating at his makeup, and I can't even imagine him giving up, coming back to prove that he was just off and he didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, I think the last game is definitely the one he's thinking about. Right? What's the saying? You always remember your always remember your first, but he probably remembers the last more than the first one.
I can't imagine how he is. He's too. I don't know him, but I know with what he's doing with the shoe stuff and the way he approaches life is in itself unreal. Because you just read the history of what he's done and how he's made up, and I can't imagine him bailing when everybody else came back. If 2 or 3 others had left, that might be something, but nobody left, and he's there. He's the only one, and I think he's just going to the tryouts to see what to work on.
Oh yeah,
I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think he has any intention going pro. Somebody would have to throw a bunch of money and a bunch of promises, and I'd hope he'd have it in writing.
I'd hope so too.
I think there's no debate, no question whether he'll be back or not. And in turn, if Denzel gets his 5th year, which I still question why and whether he will or not, but do we have any problem with the kid that's played pro ball? Because we had a little bit of problem with Klajar, who I think sat out the first semester. Do we have any problem with the big guy?
Yeah, that's a good question. Arturas Budijevis has already been classified as a freshman. So
Okay.
I don't think there will be a holdup there from the NCAA. The interesting one is Doman Petrovic, being that he's 22 and played 3 years with a professional team in Serbia.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, how will he be classified? I don't know. I could see a situation where this gets dragged out into October and into November, where kind of like, remember with Urban, he had to sit out the first 3 games.
Yeah.
I could see something like that. That wasn't fair to Urban.
Right.
I hope the NCAA clears it up. I don't think that, we've had all this talk about the temporary injunctions and all the other avenues to getting guys cleared. You brought up, how does Denzel get cleared? That's the outside the NCAA clearing way. I don't know if you use that for an international player. I don't know if many people have done that. It probably can happen,
I have faith
but
that they'll do. I have faith that they'll succeed, and they could have won the national championship this year if he had gotten 6 rebounds.
yeah, it probably eats at him. I can't blame him. I do think that, if he has a first-round guarantee, chance to play in the NBA will be too good to pass up.
No, I understand. Okay, let me go.
I appreciate you, Bill, for sure. Yeah, no, I get the case for Ruben. Like, it makes too much sense for him to come back. Now, the interesting one is that he's not a Florida Victorious athlete, so I don't know what his compensation is, but from everyone I've talked to, he's not making $750 an hour to play basketball at Florida. He's well compensated. I don't know what the whole parameters are of him coming back, but I do feel like if, barring him being a first-round pick, he has a chance to make more money at Florida. And the NBA is not going anywhere. It's the same message that Draymond Green told Thomas Houck when he was making the decision. The NBA is not going anywhere, man. It's going to be there for you. Like, you have a chance to solidify your legacy in Gainesville, to have people wearing your jerseys in the stands, to play 20, 25 minutes a night, to contend for a national championship, which, spoiler, that still means something to college athletes. I know everyone loves to be like, oh, they only care about money, they only care about NIL. No. Guys grow up watching the NCAA tournament just like you and me, and they dream of being on that stage. They dream of being in one shining moment because they know what that means now and to previous generations and will continue to mean in the future. Carlin Hartman still being on staff for Florida, not taking a head coaching job, will, I think, absolutely be a significant influence in Ruben Chinilu coming back. You know, they have the great relationship, Big Freaky and OG, as Ruben calls Carlin Hartman, OG. Carlin Hartman was a fantastic player at Tulane, rightfully in their Hall of Fame. I think his influence is part of that appeal, like you mentioned, with everyone coming back from Alex Condon, Thomas Houck, the reunion of Denzel Aberdeen. Denzel and Ruben are close. Like when Denzel committed to Florida again, he spent more time in the 2 weeks that followed hanging out with Ruben Chinilu. They went to church together. They got food together. They met the Gainesville community together, if you get my drift. They had a good time. I think there are so many things that are appealing to Ruben about coming back to Florida that, barring a first-round pick selection, I expect him to be back. Now, crazier things have happened, so we will have to wait and see. We're up against it. Phone lines are open, 392-8255. Appreciate Domino's Pizza for sponsoring the second hour of this show. Appreciate you all for hanging out, eating some lunch with me, coming to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studios. Sports Scene is brought to you by Southeast Car Agency. You're listening on 98.1 FM and 850 AM WRUF.
The NBA playoffs play here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
The best conversations happen with Los Linderos tequila, like this recent conversation between 2 Gator legends.
Coach, you know what always impressed me? How you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Linderos tequila. Aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
When you're ready to roll up your sleeves or open new doors for the next generation. When you're ready to give your time where it matters most and put your heart behind every handshake. Radiant Credit Union is ready too. With partnerships, programs, and people dedicated to building stronger communities together. Helping our community shine. Radiant Credit Union. When you're ready, let's get started.
Hey, it's Jeff Cardozo. Your only home for Gator baseball is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2. Your home for Gator sports.
All right, Morgan Wallen week here in Gainesville. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Graham Hall filling in for the irreplaceable godfather, Steve Russell, who's in Baton Rouge for Florida baseball, wrapping up the regular season against the Tigers. Keith called in earlier and was talking about LSU's down year. The Tigers sitting just above 500, 29-24. Pitiful road record for the Tigers, 3-13 on the road. And they've won 33% of their SEC games, 9-18. But Keith was spot on. You cannot expect to go into Baton Rouge and just dance all over the Tigers. The Tigers have won 23 games at home this year. They're 23-11. Yeah, they got swept this past weekend. But if you go ahead and chalk that up to a sweep for Florida, man, you can't look past them. They certainly have talent. So coverage of that on WRUF tomorrow and Friday, starting at 7:25 p.m. Again, coverage tonight on WRUF of the Tampa Bay Rays, the Red Hot Rays, taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Coverage begins here on WRUF at 6:30 p.m., and then we'll have softball coverage Friday and Saturday if the Gators win, starting at 10:30 a.m. Friday, and then even earlier on Saturday. If Florida wins, Saturday's game coverage will begin here on WRUF at 9:30 a.m. with first pitch scheduled for 10 a.m. Southeast Car Agency, always fueling Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studios. And appreciate Domino's for sponsoring the second hour of the show. Titan MRI phone lines are open, and we're going to go right back to them and take Bernard's call and talk my favorite subject, a little NBA playoffs. Bernard, how are you doing? You're on with WRUF Sports Scene.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hey, Spurs took care of
the Timberwolves
last night. If my boy, if Wembanyama hadn't gotten kicked out, that would have been the clincher last night. Gonna get that thing out the way so we can see what everybody waiting to see. Oklahoma City and the San Antonio Spurs, because I know if Minnesota plays Oklahoma City, they may be lucky to win one game because they're going to treat them like they did the Lakers. I think just go back in the day when the conference finals, but when Boston had Bird, Philadelphia had Dr. J, and the Pistons and the Celtics. Everybody want to see this Western Conference final between OKC and San Antonio, man. This could be one for the ages here. And San Antonio may be the only team can do something with OKC because they beat them 3 times during the regular season. So, hey, I'm looking forward to that one, man. I love NBA basketball. Hey, so there's been a lot of talk, and I know you did a soliloquy the last time you was on about LeBron James. You know, I'm a Laker fan. Kobe Bryant was my favorite player. I used to have that NBA TV package. But I can't. LeBron is tough for me to stomach because when he comes on your team, you get all the machinations, the behind the under the table, all the backroom deals, man, and it's a lot. And he has his people planning in the media, and if you say he's not the greatest of all time, for some reason, then you don't like LeBron James. Let me say this about LeBron James. People have been calling. LeBron James did not play his last game, I don't know, Monday night. That guy's too big of an ego not to go out. He's going to go out. I just saw the Michael Jackson movie. LeBron James going to have his own victory tour. That guy ain't going out quiet, man. Not with that ego, man. That guy's going out with pomp and circumstance. What are your thoughts on what I just said?
Well, let me start with LeBron, and then I want to get into Spurs OKC because I agree with you. Spurs are probably the only team I could see stopping OKC from going back-to-back. Like you mentioned, the Spurs got the best of them during the regular season series. They actually played 5 times because of the NBA Cup. So one of the few 2 teams that played 5 times in the regular season. And the Spurs won 4 of those games. So I absolutely am going to be tuned in for that round if the Spurs, as expected, take care of business on Friday night in Minnesota against the Timberwolves. That's going to be a fantastic series. LeBron James, let me start with the ego thing. I don't disagree with you that LeBron James has an ego, but I think he fits into the very small category, and Michael Jordan's in there as well, of deserved ego. Because when you think of the word ego, it has such a negative connotation that you use it to slight someone. Someone like Michael Jordan or a LeBron James or a Kobe Bryant even, that's deserved ego. Like when you know how good you are, when you're torching guys at 41 years old, like LeBron James, I mean, yeah, he should be able to talk his talk. Now, I think what does rub people the wrong way, and I'm with you on this because it certainly bothered me at Cleveland, and then I made fun of it at Miami, and now I've kind of laughed at it in Los Angeles, is the picking and choosing of the roster construction, and then when it doesn't go his way, he's blaming everyone else besides himself. At least that's what the reports are. And I totally get why that would rub people the wrong way. Like, take some ownership of the fact that you wanted these guys in here or that you didn't want this guy in here. Like that does fall on LeBron James. Like the whole GM thing, that knock on him, that's fair in my opinion. But he's one of the few guys in sports where the baggage and everything, the extracurriculars that come with having him on your team is worth it. Like, he's more often than not going to have your teams competitive. He's never not been on a competitive team. He dragged that team in Cleveland to the finals in 2007 when they never had a chance against Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan. He dragged bad teams to overachieving time and time again. But I think it's worth it. Now, I'm with you. Zach and I were talking on Monday. I know you were listening about this could be his last game. I don't think it ends like this for him. Like, yeah, he's dealing with sciatica. He's got to put more time into his body. He missed the start of a season for the first time in his career. Like, those are indications that this is going to be over sooner than later. Guys were saying LeBron was going to be done at 32 years old, and a decade later, look what's happened. But one of these years, it is going to be the year. I don't think that this was the year. That was the last year for him. I just don't know if he goes back to the Lakers. Like, is that team going to be able to beat an OKC or beat a San Antonio Spurs unless they make massive changes? And they're going to have to pay Austin Reeves. Luka Doncic is going to have to stay healthy. LeBron's going to have to try and find a way to get his body back in shape, and it's going to get harder and harder as time goes on. And they're going to need to add some talent around him, like Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes and Marcus Smart. I like Marcus Smart, don't get me wrong, but they need more talent around them. And if I'm LeBron James, I'm not sitting here and re-signing a new deal, even a one-year deal with the Lakers, unless I know that my legacy isn't going to be knocked with that finals record that everyone throws out against him and the playoffs record, whatever it is, unless I have some more help around me. You agree?
I don't know what the Lakers are not going to win with this roster, even with Reeves and Luka Doncic. I don't know what I don't watch the Lakers as much as I used to when Kobe was there. So what are your thoughts? What do they need to be to get to the level of OKC and San Antonio in your mind?
Well, both those teams have elite front court players. Chet Holmgren has been fantastic. Isaiah Hartenstein's been fantastic for OKC. And then you look at the Spurs, obviously it starts with Victor Wembanyama, but you look around him, Devin Vassell, he's got guards like De'Aaron Fox. I mean, if the Lakers had De'Aaron Fox over Marcus Smart, we're having a different conversation. They've got Dylan Harper as well, the number 2 overall pick, who has been fantastic off the bench for them. They have depth on the bench, and they have elite front court players. The Lakers don't have either of those. I mean, Dalton Knecht is a fringe NBA player at best right now. Bronny James is, that's a different conversation. They don't really have great depth like OKC has, and they don't have elite play in the front court. DeAndre Ayton is soft. Like he's just soft. And
didn't he play for DeAndre? Wasn't he came out of Arizona? Wasn't he?
He played for Phoenix. He was the number 1 overall pick, right? Yeah. And so I can call him soft because of the expectations. Like, this isn't a guy who was undrafted and then worked his way into being an NBA starter, because then I would commend it. But this is a guy who had sky-high expectations and just seems to disappear on the glass. He doesn't space the floor well, just goes through lulls of mind-boggling play or absent play. He needs more help in the front court, and he needs more depth on the bench. And I don't know how the Lakers solve those problems without having to trade someone or not re-sign Austin Reeves. Like, you're going to end up tying probably $35 million plus to Austin Reeves. And I think I think he's worth that. But is he worth that for the Lakers when they have so many other concerns? I don't know. And so if I'm Rob Pelinka, the Lakers general manager, I'm going to lay out a plan for LeBron, and it has to be good, or else you're going to risk losing LeBron James to a Cleveland, or like Luis, who's producing today, the Miami Heat, which he hopes he's calling him home for LeBron James. Man, you're going to lose LeBron James to another team unless you figure out the offseason. But, hey, Bernard, we're up against our last break here. I appreciate the call. I'm going to be tuned in. I hope you're watching my Cavs win tonight against the Detroit Pistons, and we're looking forward to catching up with you next time, my man.
Take care. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We're going to take this last break here. Sports Scene WRUF. You're listening on 98.1 FM, 850 AM WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Gators softball is set to host their NCAA Regional Friday against FAMU to kick off their road to Oklahoma City. FAMU head coach Brittany Beal said they are ready to shake things up.
Let's shock the world. I mean, I think those are the only, few things that we need to say as we play our ball, play the game that is, supposed to play. I think that we are going to shock the world for sure.
You can catch that game right here on WRUF, Friday at 9:30 a.m. Chipping it in, Gators women's golf is looking to secure their spot in the NCAA National Championship. Florida currently sits in third place with a top 5 placing, getting them into the National Championship. In other news, Newberry High School had its signing ceremony Tuesday. During the ceremony, 6 athletes from 5 different sports inked up their letters of intent.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Attention local and regional CDLA drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet of the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworld.net for more. That's electronicsworld.net.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today. When you buy real wood furniture, you're saving money because you're buying furniture that lasts generations. Now, save 20% more May 16th through the 25th. Wood U Furniture in Gainesville is celebrating 41 years by offering 20% off store-wide. Shop their huge showroom and customize a piece to fit your style. It's Wood U Furniture's 20% off anniversary sale May 16th through the 25th. Visit them on Main Street or online at woodugainesville.com.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
There's a chance for a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms, especially along the I-75 and Highway 301 corridors. Otherwise, clouds and sun forests today, high temperatures in the lower 80s. Feels like temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Cloud cover finally decreases for us overnight. Lows in the morning in the mid 60s. Our Thursday afternoon is looking pretty good. Mostly sunny skies. We should make it to the mid to upper 80s Thursday afternoon. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
All right, Sports Scene wrapping up here. I'm Graham Hall, filling in for Steve Russell. A lot of coverage coming to you later on WRUF. Baseball tomorrow. Softball Friday, and tonight, Tampa Bay Rays against the Toronto Blue Jays. All on WRUF. I'm going to leave you all with this little bit of a rant. The college football playoff is going to expand sooner than later. We've already seen it expand once, and it's not done. Big 12 and ACC commissioners are pushing for the college football to expand, the playoff to expand to 24 teams. The federal government doesn't want it to expand past that. The SEC, thank God for the SEC, does not want it expanded past 16. Whether it's 16 or 24, though, it is going to expand. So prepare for it. If you didn't know college athletics was a business, you know now. You certainly know in this era. So get used to it. I was just talking to Luis. Did a great job producing the show today. Bring back the BCS. Let's go back to 2 teams. I joke. I know money drives the sport. But some things should be sacred. For the NCAA tournament, college football playoff, it seems nothing is. I know many of you agree with me. And I'm looking forward to being back on Sports Scene very soon. Talk all things NBA playoffs. You name it. Morgan Wallen in Gainesville this weekend. That's going to do it for me here today on WRUF.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida Bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida Bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators! It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their Philly sub with fries, thinly sliced beef cooked to perfection and topped with peppers, onions and mushrooms, and provolone cheese on a baguette.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
In the mood for a delicious Asian fusion cuisine for lunch? Then head to P.F. Chang's in Gainesville. They have lunch specials starting at just $11.99. Happy hour, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Enjoy $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Wednesdays are girls' night with half-price wine and champagne bottles. And any day, anytime, sip house and lucky cocktails for $8.99. Celebrate every meal at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch, drinks, and fun.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that